Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll read the chapter A Photograph written by Shirley Toulson. But before we begin, I want to ask you something. Have you ever looked at an old photograph and suddenly felt all the memories rushing back as if time had never passed? What's one photo that brings back strong memories for you? Now let's begin. Shirley Toulson, born Kathleen Shirley Dixon, was born on 20th May 1924 in Hanley-on-Thames, England. She studied at Prior's Field School and later served in the Women's Auxiliary Territorial Service during World War II. After the war, she studied English at Birkbeck College, University of London. She married Norman Toulson in 1944 and later poet Alan Brown John in 1960. She was a poet and writer known for her works on Britain's countryside paths. She died on 23 September 2018. In her poem A Photograph, she reflects on time, memory, loss, and how photographs preserve moments that life itself cannot. The cardboard shows me how it was when the two girl cousins went paddling, each one holding my mother's hands, and she the big girl, some 12 years or so. Difficult words, cardboard, the stiff backing of photograph, paddling, walking in shallow water, cousins, children of one's aunt or uncle. Explanation. The poet looks at an old photograph of her mother as a child of about 12. She stands at the beach with two cousins, each holding her hand while they paddle in the water. The cardboard refers to the frame or mount of the photograph, symbolizing the way memories are preserved even as time passes. The stanza sets a happy, innocent scene from the past. All three stood still to smile through their hair at the uncle with the camera. A sweet face, my mother's, that was before I was born, and the sea, which appears to have changed less, washed their terribly transient feet. Difficult words, transient, temporary, short lived, washed, flowed over, touched. Explanation. The girls smiled as their uncle took the photo, their hair blowing in the wind. The poet lovingly describes her mother's sweet face, realizing it was before she herself was born. The sea, however, seems unchanged, unlike the fleeting lives of the girls. The phrase terribly transient feet expresses how short human life is compared to the eternal sea. The tone turns reflective, contrasting the permanence of nature and the impermanence of human life. Some 20, 30 years later, she'd laugh at the snapshot. See, Betty and Dolly, she'd say, and look how they dressed us for the beach. The sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. Both wry with the labored ease of loss. Difficult words, snapshot, a casual photograph. Wry, slightly ironic or sad smiling. Labored, done with effort, not easy. Explanation. Many years later, the poet's mother would laugh at the old picture, pointing out her cousins Betty and Dolly and their beach clothes. The mother's sea holiday was her past, and now, after her death, her laughter has become the poet's past. Both memories are touched by sadness, they bring comfort but also pain. The phrase labored ease of loss shows that time may make loss bearable, but the hurt still remains beneath the surface. Now she's been dead nearly as many years as that girl lived, and of this circumstance there's nothing to say at all. It's silence, silences. Difficult words, circumstance, a situation or event. Silences causes quietness or speechlessness. Explanation. In the last stanza, the poet reflects that her mother has been dead almost as long as she lived as a girl in the photo. The poet feels deep, speechless sorrow. Death has brought such stillness that no words can describe it, only silence remains. Its silent silences powerfully expresses how grief leaves the speaker completely quiet and reflective. Literary devices, imagery, descriptive language that creates mental pictures. Example, two girl cousins when paddling, it helps us imagine the scene. Symbolism, when an object stands for a deeper idea. Example, the cardboard photograph symbolizes memories and the passage of time. Contrast, a striking difference between two ideas. Example, the unchanged sea contrasts with transient feet to show life's shortness. Alliteration, repetition of the same consonant sound. Example, terribly transient, repeats the t sound. Metaphor, a direct comparison without using like or as. Example, the sea holiday was her past, mine is her laughter. Oxymoron, two opposite ideas used together. Example, labored ease of loss. Ease and labor are opposites. Personification, giving human qualities to non living things. Example, the sea washed their terribly transient feet. Repetition paradox, repetition of a phrase or a self contradictory truth. Example, its silent silences shows deep grief that words cannot express. In German, continuation of a line without pause into the next. Example, it's found throughout the poem, making it flow naturally like speech.